Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today I'm bringing you a windshield review and comparison on our 2024 Honda Transalp. Before we get started, if you see anything that you like, please give me the thumbs up, please comment, and subscribe to our channel. We've got a ton of great content coming out on the Transalp, on our mystery bike that we haven't unveiled yet, on our KTM 390 Adventure, on our TW200s, on our Recon 250, on our TRX 250. I mean, tons of stuff that we got planned, and you guys subscribing to the channel will definitely help out. So what we're doing today is we're going to do a comparison, a highway comparison. We're going to do a 20-mile ride down the interstate, and do a comparison with between the stock windshield, which is this. We'll also have the Honda Touring windshield, which is, it's a lot wider and it's a lot taller. And then the Honda Touring windshield with the little factory deflectors mounted on the side. And then what we'll do is we have the other deflectors that actually mount to the bodywork right over here, and we'll mount those on and then do the same comparison with the different windshields. And we can also do the deflectors with the stock windshield. And then I've got which one is it? Is it the Givi or the WPS? Maybe even both. I might have even both windshields coming that will do another comparison and compare those as well. So again, just trying to give you every possible scenario of what of how the windshields perform, not only on the road but also on the interstate, which a bike design like this is going to spend a lot of time on the interstate. So hang out with us and let's see how it does. So right now, let's put our gloves on and let's go for a ride. So we're going to have a second camera pointed directly on my face. I'm wearing a Scorpion AT950, one of my favorite helmets of all time. And we're going to, that'll allow us to see what the wind is doing to my helmet. Scorpion AT950. You see, it's got the visor on it, or the top visor there. So we're gonna see how much turbulence, and I got it zoomed in on it, so to see, and we can see how much turbulence it causes on that. Come on, dudes, yield. So we're going to cut that part out. The lady trying to kill me, and I cussed her out. So I do apologize for that. So we just get on the interstate here after the lady tried to kill me, and like I said, we're going to do at least at least 15 miles, maybe even 20 miles down the interstate, and that'll give us a good idea as to how these different windshields do. So the stock windscreen, air's coming up right here, and it kind of gets dirty right about my face, which is unfortunate right there where the visor's at, as you can see. It's kind of shaking this visor a good bit. Let's see once we get on if it kind of settles down a little bit, once we get out of kind of the main traffic here. So this is 78 miles an hour, as you can see on the screen right there. It's been a fairly breezy day, as you can see from the trees moving around. It's not terrible, but it's not great. The wind, like I said, the wind's coming up over, and then once it gets about right here, it starts to get dirty, and it's, like I said, it's making my visor kind of dance around a little bit. Not enough to make my head move around, but definitely enough to feel it. See if we can open our visor and have a conversation. If it was a good hot day, you could open your visor up and get some air coming into you. So it's not what I would call a smooth pocket of air by any means. Giant pothole just missed. Like I said, so this is 80 miles an hour here, and you know, it's not terrible. I mean, for a stock windscreen, I mean, it's not bad. Time to turn on our Meridian cruise control. Look, Mom, they're right here. So again, 178, you can see my little visor here is kind of dancing all over the place. So it's definitely giving me some dirty air at this speed. And it doesn't really come that wide. I mean, you can feel the air coming through right about here. And then about right here. Same thing right here. So you got a nice and calm pocket right here, but everything else is, you know, pretty turbulent. So like I said, so we'll do the stock windscreen first, which is what we're doing now, and then we'll come back and we'll do the factory tall touring windscreen, and then we'll do the touring windscreen with the deflectors, the windscreen deflectors. Then we'll come back and we'll do the short with the deflectors. We got so many options. Alright, so I think that gives us a pretty good idea as to how it does on the interstate. So we'll get off here. Let's try out that old auto blipper. I love the auto blipper. Auto blipper, how I love thee. You know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over here and let these dumping trucks get on the interstate, so I'm not, one, right behind them, but two, having gravel thrown in my face. We'll pull over, we'll talk about the windscreen real quick. Screen. Alright, so as you would expect with a stock windscreen, you know, the pocket right behind is nice and clean, but all that air is coming right over, and there's no lemon or lip or anything on here, so it's coming right over, and it's my head sitting right about here, and all that air is hitting me right in the head. And again, there's no protection over here on the sides either, and it's all coming right in. So the touring windscreen is definitely a lot taller, and it's a little bit wider as well. But then, like I said, you've got the little deflectors that mount on right here, which actually helps kind of redirect this air going this way here. So let's ride on back with a stock windscreen. Good opportunity for a little acceleration run. Bad for a daggum adventure bike, huh? 100 on the on-ramp. Yeah. Be on traffic laws. Stay and neuter your pets. So what we'll do on the ride back is we'll ride, you know, just the speed limit. So once we hit the 4-lane right up here, we'll drop it down to 70 and just ride at that pace. I'll probably get run over, but let's drop it down. 72. There's 70. So we're just gonna cruise. The speed limit's 60 right here, so we're just gonna cruise at 70. At 70, the air is a lot more manageable. Of course, now I'm going the opposite direction too. But as you can see, now my visor is still moving around a little bit, but the air is a lot cleaner. And you can see me. I can ride. Look, my no hands. I can ride, and the bike's a lot more stable. You know, what's interesting is I had the NT700V that I had years ago that I did my first iron butt on. I've never seen a motorcycle so dependent on speed and the windshield for its mileage. If I would go 70 miles an hour with a stock windscreen, I could get 75, 80 miles per gallon. Put a taller windscreen on it or increase to 80, 85, 90 miles an hour, I mean, that miles per gallon would drop to like 35 or 36. And that taught me a lot on my first iron butt run about, you know, make a plan, stick to the plan with miles per gallon and with speed. Because I found out on the next one that the X and Y axis of speed versus MPG and how long it takes to stop and to refuel. It was actually faster to go slower. That's got nothing to do with windscreens on a Transalp 750, but I don't know, I thought it was interesting. So at moderate speeds, the stock windscreen is not bad. Again, we're heading north now, so we got the wind coming at us from our left side here. Prevailing winds coming from the west. Getting close to this car on purpose, just to kind of see how it performs up against something close, a little bit of dirty air. Okay, 75 here. 75 starts to get turbulent. You see my little visor doing the shaky shake. bike is so effortless, though. I mean, this is 80, and I'm just putting right along. 79 miles an hour, and we're turning about 57, 5800 RPMs. Actually, that's in 5th gear, too. Oops. 6th gear. Oops. 6th gear, we're turning 5,000 RPMs at 80 miles an hour. Just calm and easy. Okay, now so I'm getting a little bit of wind. Now the wind is that open area, a little more turbulence, a little bit more wind. But again, like I said, right there, you can feel that air coming out right there, and it really hits me. It kind of hits me in the shoulder. And by the time it gets here, it's already kind of dirty because it's mixing with the mirror as well. So the air gets real dirty. So for high-speed runs, I definitely would not recommend the stock windscreen. Now, if you want to get in the tuck, it's pretty cool. When I did the cross country, the coast to coast to coast ride in 2017, I run a business, so I used to go swim. I had to, I had to work the whole time I was on the road, and so I was taking phone calls, doing business deals, negotiating with project managers, trying to get additional funds on projects. And it was all thing I would do was I would just kind of sit behind the windscreen, take my call. And now the downside of that is that in a smooth pocket of air, the only thing you hear is the engine turning, but it gets awfully hot in those little calm pockets of air. So I'd be on the phone for 20, 30 minutes and just sweating. I mean, tucked down behind there, you could hear it. It was a nice phone call. And I think that was on a Cena S5 maybe. And the phone call was nice and clear. No one even knew I was on the road. They didn't. I didn't tell them. They didn't know. Man, it would get hot in that little calm pocket of air, especially with the outside temperatures, 110, 115 degrees. Just a little experiment. So let's do a little roll on from 80. Not bad at all. And that was not dropping down the gear at all. Just riding the same gear. So there's our interstate run with our stock windscreen. Not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. Man, I love the sound of this bike. When we do our full review, we're going to figure out a way to take one of these other microphones and stick it, mount it to the exhaust. I've got some really strong neodymium magnets, so that may be an option. We're going to bypass all of our friends here, and we're going to go up Highway 21. No, lane splitting is not legal in the state of South Carolina, but it's not illegal unless you get caught. So, take that advice, kids. We'll try to jump the light here because there's a lot of cars waiting to turn out. Of course, I'm sure the Brodozer over there is going to try to turn out fast as well. Depends on what this car over here does. You're not going to make it easy on me. Thank you, Brodozer. To actually put something a little gnarlier on there, so we're going to get some tire noise. But it is what it is. Alright guys, so that ends our test number 1 with our factory windscreen. I don't know if we're going to get in all of our tests today. as it's getting a little late in the afternoon, and I got to go pick up a little something here shortly. So if we're not able to get them done today, then we'll tomorrow morning we'll come out with no traffic. And please don't hit me, sir. And finish up. Gosh, the fueling is so smooth on this bike. All right, guys, that's the end. We'll see you next time I see you. It will be with the Honda Touring windscreen. And these turn signals are supposed to be self-canceling, and they're in the wrong spot. That lady cut me off. I was trying to honk at her, but I was hitting the turn signals because they put them in the wrong damn spot. See you guys. All right, guys, so here we are with test number 2. Test number 2, we're using the stock windscreen with the optional Honda winglets that you can see right here on the dash, or on the windscreen. This is not the same day as the next day, but I'm wearing the same gear, same helmet, same camera setup, same everything else. It is still a little breezy because there's another storm moving in this afternoon, but we're going to take the same route, same speeds, and kind of see how this performs with these little winglets on it. Not the prettiest thing in the world. Plus, they're tinted, and the windscreen is clear, so they kind of stand out on the front. But like I said, we'll see. Initially, just the ride up to the interstate, as expected, the wind coming over the top is the same, but the wind on the sides is definitely pushed out a lot further out to the side. But again, that was no more than 45 miles an hour or so. Getting on the interstate, that'll be a good test. And somebody dropped a bag of something. It's amazing how much stuff people drop off their trucks. There was one truck that was going around town last year that was dropping sod everywhere. I picked up, 5 rolls of sod and filled in a couple bare areas in my yard, just them dropping stuff. Yesterday I was walking to the gym and picked up a bag of Sackcrete off Main Street that would have made an absolute mess. We had some rain yesterday afternoon, so that would have made an absolute mess. So, all right, so here we go, getting on the interstate. Like I said, same helmet, so you can see my little visor there, as expected. We're still getting the same kind of buffeting right up here. It's hard to tell right now. I'm kind of behind this RV, this fifth wheel RV here, so it's really hard to tell. Of course, you would expect a lot more dirty air with the large vehicles I have around me, but it's really actually not that bad right now. Once I get into some clear road, I can really start kind of making a determination as how this works out. Everybody wants to run the same speed today, so. All right, so we're doing 79, 80 miles an hour going down the interstate now. And the wind blast, again, it's the same spot right here, coming right through here on top of the windscreen. The air coming from the sides has moved over to about here, whereas before it was kind of right in line right there. So it kind of comes around and kind of hits the outside of my shoulders now, which is really not that bad at all. I wasn't expecting much with the little winglets there, but actually they're doing a pretty good job. Going way too fast also. But I wanted to give some high speed test on it. I got to put my earplugs in, so this is a little louder for me than usual. So like I said, 80 with the winglets. Like I said, it moved the wind off of right off my chest, off the sides of these, off the side right here, and moved it out to my shoulders. So it did exactly what I thought it would do. We'll pull over and we'll get off the bike and we'll take a look at the winglets on it. Set our cruise control, no hands, set our cruise control for 79 and just kind of cruise with that and let's see how that feels. Again, you can see my little visor here on my AT 950 Scorpion helmet. You see it kind of dancing around, and while it's really not that annoying right now, I'm sure that on a long ride that would tend to get pretty tiresome. Wisteria is blooming out. It always blooms, late March, 1st of April here in the Piedmont of South Carolina. And I purposely wore a loud helmet for this test, just so we can really see the differences in what the wind and the wind turbulence does. Again, it's still coming right here. You can see it. The wind's coming right there and coming right to the top of my helmet. So if I duck down, actually I'm in a pretty clean pocket of air. And I can really feel it on my shoulders at this angle here, where it's really redirected it over my shoulders. But we don't ride like that, so. All right, we'll get off here at Porter Road. See if we can hear that delicious auto blipper. Thank you very much. Let's go to our normal spot. We'll pull over right up here. Watch all the gravel on the road. Keep this car from running over me. All right, here we go. So let's hop off the bike and let's look at these winglets in the front. So honestly, it's pretty simple. Like I said, it's just these two little winglets right here. Again, if this was a tinted windscreen, it would look a lot better because these are tinted, have a real light smoke tint to them, and this is clear. But you know, really, they kind of blend in with the body line. Excuse all the pollen. It's that season. So these little winglets, you know, they really actually do a good job. Whereas originally the air was just directed straight back here and straight across here. So right into my chest here, and then right into my visor here. Now with these winglets, actually, I think they might have helped up here a little bit, but not much. But it's really redirected this air, and not only moved it, but also these little flare outs here has really kind of pushed that air out over this way here. So I'm actually pretty surprised as to how well that's done. So let's hop back on the bike, finish up this test. And then our next test is going to be with the Honda Touring windscreen. Then we're going to put the winglets on the Honda Touring screen and do the same test and see how that does. Now the ride back, we're going to set the cruise control for 70, and that's where we're going to ride. Not 78. Still learning the cruise control layouts here. Let's slow her down. Well, let's get past this 18-wheeler first. Okay, there we go. Cruise control is set at 70. Again, we're going northbound now. Of course, again, like I said, the visor's kind of bouncing up and down on me, but the wind, like I said, really going this way, there's hardly any wind at all hitting me on the shoulders. And just a nice, really hardly any air at all hitting my chest as well. So 70, 71 miles an hour, this is very doable. It's a little loud, but it's also a loud helmet. And I forgot my earplugs. So again, as you can see from my visor here, you see just a little bit of movement. But again, just really, really clean on my shoulders. That air really actually comes about over here, almost outside of my shoulders at this speed here. I'm really interested to see how it does with the with the touring windscreen. And I do think I'm going to put my earplugs in for this next test, even though it should be better. I always ride with earplugs. The first long ride I ever went, I had a little Vulcan 500. First ever ride I really ever went on that was more than 10 or 15 minutes. I went on my Vulcan 500, I don't even know what the helmet I had. It was some cheap helmet. And I got home, and I was sitting in the living room, just kind of just enjoying, after a post-ride moment. And my wife said something to me, and I couldn't hear what she said because I didn't realize my ears were ringing so bad. And I was like, ooh, just a 20-30 minute ride, just the air, just the noise from the air moving past my helmet, if that affected my hearing that bad, that's not good for long-term health of my ears. So I've been wearing earplugs ever since, be it on the track, highway. When I did my coast to coast to coast, I had an entire bag of earplugs in there, the foam ones, and those were my backup. And my main pair were had kind of the silicone that have a cord on it that just kept around my neck. So anytime I got off the bike, I could pop those out and really kind of sealed off to protect my hearing. And you'd be amazed how far that goes as far as just your overall health and fatigue by the end of the day. If you're getting, if your head's getting beat up with wind and your ears are all sore from all that noise, that, like I said, that'll really wear on you. So always wearing good ear protection. Always keep them in the right front pocket. Always keep a good pair of earplugs in there. So. Again, we'll see how this audio turns out to see how this sounds here, but it's pretty loud in my ears. Got one more exit we're going to get off. And again, like I said, this is tests like these. I do this mainly because I'm interested in it, and I've always done stuff like this. But now I'm just, if I'm going to do this, why not just, film it and kind of share it with the world? Hold on, baby. I'm right here, baby. I'm in this. Why do you know me? Always pay attention to. I was sitting right there. That guy was coming right over my lane. Thankfully, I saw him. But he kept coming over anyway. That's the second time now. The first test, a lady tried to kill me right up here, and then this time, this guy comes over in my lane on top of me. I do like the horn of the Transalp. It's got a good horn. I've had to use it too many times now. It's in the wrong location. It should be where the turn signal is, but whatever. Alright guys, so that'll wrap up test number 2. Test number 2 is the Honda factory low, if you want to call it, windscreen with the Honda optional accessory winglets. Not to be confused with the winglets that mount to the body, which we have those as well. I don't know if we'll include those in this test or not. You got to do a little, remove some body work to get those off, so we might not include those in this test. But again, like what I was trying to say before the guy cut me off is that, I do these because this interests me, and how I look at it is, if I'm interested in it, there's somebody that with similar interests who might be interested in a windscreen test like this. So why not film it and just put it out there for the world to see? And like I said, I'm enjoying making the content. I wake up every morning and I got a notebook and I'm like, oh, I could do this too, and just the creativity of being able to make different types of content and everything. I'm really, really enjoying this. It takes a long time. I mean, it takes a long time to film, and it takes even longer to edit. But I'm enjoying making them, and seeing how the page is growing, seeing the comments, seeing the likes, seeing the number of views. It's been really cool. So again, like I said, if you see something you like, hit the thumbs up, throw me a comment, subscribe to the channel. I don't talk about numbers of subscribers because it's outdated by the time the channel comes, by the videos, by the time the video is published anyway. Excuse my language. So it's just, you know, I don't have a set goal. I just want to grow it and keep the quality content, make content because I like it, not because it's something that I think would get a lot of views or anything. I try not to do clickbait stuff. Just be honest with everything. So again, I'm really enjoying making it. So like I said, this will conclude test number 2, and then we will come back with test number 3, which is the Honda Touring tall windscreen. So see you guys in a bit.